For the first question, can you introduce
Yes.
yourself and about your comedy background and comedy objectives and mission vision?
Okay. My name is Albert Chan. I'm from Taiwan. Uh, our company is established in 1991. The name is called remotek Corporation. Headquartered in Taipei, and we have branches in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, in Myanmar, and also South Africa, plus the Mexico
Oh,
so
Mexico.
far at the
Yes.
moment. Yes. So what we're doing is that we are the manufacturer for the telecom equipment worldwide.
Yes.
And the business scope that we're doing, the business model we're doing in Myanmar is doing the telecommunication infrastructure.
Yes.
Yeah. So currently, I'm handling around like 40 staff in Myanmar right now because I'm based in Myanmar. Yeah. So my job role is more like a general manager. So managing like from finance to operation to sales and also including the engineering, the others.
Yes.
Yeah. This is our company basic information.
Yes. And okay, for the third question, will be I would like to know your hiring strategy. How
What
you
strategy?
hiring strategy? How you hire the
Hiring
yes, yes,
strategy.
yes, yes,
How do we hire people?
yes, yes, yes,
Okay, so because like what we are doing in Myanmar is quite simple. So our hiring strategy is basically that we want someone who have the experience related to B2B services.
so
B2B means
yes,
business to business.
business,
Yeah.
yes. So in which channel you use to hire the
Uh,
right
uh,
people?
we think the correct channel in Myanmar right now is mostly online.
Online.
So we're using an online agency to search the resume,
Mm-hmm.
so we can get the correct people. The reason why we choose to use online is because that online platform is something like an entrance that if the people doesn't know how to use computer,
Yes,
then they cannot use the online platform for sure.
yes,
So also if the person cannot prepare a resume on the website, on the platform, that which means that this guy doesn't know how to type.
uh,
So in this case, we can whip out a lot of people already.
oh,
But it's also different case by case. For example, that what I said is just for sales or for the office staff. But in case that when we are using the engineering staff, the on-site person, that we are mostly using introduction. For example, our staff's friend or some other people who've been introduced to us. And in this case, that we don't really need the requirement or the skills which is required in the office.
oh,
Yeah. So and in that way, we can also make sure the relationship between the staff that it will not be having something problem and we cannot find anyone after something wrong.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this is the extra question for me. Uh,
Okay.
how uh, how many percent for the success rate of hiring people via the online?
Uh, if you asking about recently, it's quite low right now.
Yes,
That recently that when we hiring the people from online in Myanmar, first thing that we have to make sure the people will show up in the interview,
yes.
because usually when we make 4 appointment, only one person will come.
Mm-hmm.
And that this one person, for example, if we have 4 persons show up in the interview, only one person will come into the company. So 4 times 4, it's like less than 25%. No,
25%. Yes.
25,
Okay.
less than 10%. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So my fourth question is why human resource? It's like a business question. Why human resource is an important function in your company?
Let's say in this way, what does it become a company? People, right?
People. Yes, yes.
So human resource
Oh,
actually is something start from the very beginning of the company. Even that when you don't have this kind of department when you start a company, but it's actually working in you already.
yes.
So that's it. We are like two main companies. So me or some other people will do the recruitment. We're doing hiring, recruiting, training, everything. It's working like a human resource department, just not separated to
Yes.
become the professional department.
Yes.
So human resources is the very beginning of every organization, and that's the reason why it's so important for everyone.
So this is my personal question. Do
Mm.
you think in Myanmar some small companies do they have the Asia knowledge?
I will say in this way that HR knowledge that we're learning in the school is something like more theoretical,
Yes.
and in the actual field of industry, that not every human resources staff or the human resources person know these, well, what we call professional knowledge, but what they have is the experience. So sometimes they do things according to their experience. For example, that, oh, how many person we will get if we interview 100%. They
Yes.
might know about it, but they will not understand why is it happen. So they cannot do analysis. That
Okay.
is a weakness for the traditional HR person. But for the educated person, especially that who is professional in the HR field, then they will be able to use some theory to show the management that what is going on in the company and what is the action required to solve the problem.
Oh,
Yeah, but in Myanmar, there are some professional person, but I wouldn't say it's a lot. It's not a lot.
no,
Yeah.
no, yes, yes. Okay.
Mm.
Thank you for the next question. Uh, what what are the biggest Asia challenge for your companies in the future?
For these cases, it's actually very directly. Myanmar is a developing country. A developing country means that the very first thing that HR will face is the salary issue.
Salary issue.
Yeah. Why I said salary issue is because that when people are having knowledge, the level of the labor, the what's that called? The quality of labor force is being increased.
Yes.
So also at the moment they were seeking for a higher price for this for their own salary
Yes.
to secure their own quality of life.
Yes.
So in that case, if we want the same level or the higher level of the person, their salary in the market will goes up for sure. So in that case, the HR cannot, or it will be difficult to meet the requirement from the management because we have a, for example, standard salary level
Mm-hmm.
for each job position.
Mm-hmm. So you mean
For
for
example,
the yes, yes,
if I'm hiring a sales executive and management is giving me budget around a 2.5 lakh, which is 250,000 jets
yes.
per person per month. And actually in the market, I cannot hire these kind of people that we need with this salary level already.
Mm-hmm.
So when we are having recruitment, HR will be very difficult to get the person.
Mm.
But in this is also having concern from the management because that if we increase the salary level, then the company profit will be affected directly monthly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in
So
this case, we have to do more analysis to make sure that do we really need this person? Do we need to increase our manpower in the
mm-hmm.
company, or one person have to do more things but with a higher salary?
Mm.
It will affecting the whole strategy.
Yes. So for the hiring the like a sales executive, the management team they 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 calculate the salary to the skills of the potential employee or the education of the potential employee. How
Actually, we
how?
have to think in
Yes,
different
yes,
several ways.
yes.
Yeah, we have to think in different several ways. For example, each job position may have different salary level in different country.
Mm-hmm.
A very obvious example is that in finance accounting in Myanmar,
Yes,
comparing the salary level with the other job roles, it's much higher.
yes, yes. Of course.
Yeah, but in Taiwan, the same job role will be not much higher than the other job role, maybe similar or even lower. The reason is because the human resource in the market is different.
Mm-hmm.
That I can get a bunch of accounting in Taiwan,
Mm.
but I cannot get the suitable accounting in Myanmar
Yes,
at the same time.
yes. Okay.
Yeah. So in this case, that it's the responsibility for management to think of that what kind of job role they want, what is the ability they require, and then what is the market rate, and to meet the market rate or to try to use a lower rate than the market to get the person that they want. It will affecting the time of recruiting people, and also will affecting the quality of the people that we want.
Yes.
So these all things have to be considered, but even by the HR department or the management.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you for your question. And I know you are the good handler in any kind of conflicts, according to my experience with you. And I would like to know how you handle conflicts with a team, not the individually with a team. Yes. You can give your own experience.
For these kind of cases, I will more consider is a personal principle,
Yes.
because I believe that people to other people, of course, there are some people that we don't like when we see them.
Yes.
For example, like, oh, Zenai Wu is so ugly, I don't like him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good
just
example.
kidding. Just
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Okay. So in this case, this kind of first impression is actually also affecting the people that when we are interview other people.
Yes.
So usually we will not get the people that we really don't like when we see them. So when these people we hire means that we think they're okay, they should be all okay in the company. So when they having conflict between the staff in the office, the first thing I will try to clarify is what is going on.
What is going on? Yes.
And because like, they just yelling to each other or making noise to each other or they don't talk to each other, but I don't know what is happened. So the first thing is that I will talk to two sides and see what is the problem they think they are having.
Yes.
So when we talk to each side, then we will know, okay, this guy is having misunderstand or that guy is not talking clearly. So we can find out the exactly problem and then try to solve it on each side and then make them talk again. Done, finish.
Yes.
This is when having small conflict. But if there is a conflict, for example, like the principle on working, then the management have to make decision. Yeah, because that when the idea, then the management is responsible to tell them what is the thing company want. It doesn't mean who is right, who is wrong. Maybe this guy is wrong but not suitable for the right now, or maybe this guy is right but not on just for now only. So sometimes if it is the responsibility for management to make sure that what is the staff doing, and is it correct or not.
Uh-huh.
So there will be two kind of cases: personal or on work. Yeah, with
So
different solution.
yes, for the this I just pop up a new question for you. So
Okay.
for the management for the on work conflict, uh,
Hmm.
so the result by the management will be differentiate according to how they manage their employee, right? Because
Correct.
according to my according to my studies, like there are like a four types of management that the company manage to their employee, like bureaucracy, democracy, democracy, and
Hmm.
meritocracy, I think. I don't know.
Well,
Yes. So
I know that there are a lot of
yeah, a
ways
lot
that,
of
for
yes,
example,
a lot of
you mentioned about democracy.
yes.
Democracy way is like let's give it a vote. Who do you think is correct?
Mm-hmm.
But in actual work, in the reality, that doesn't work.
Yes, I think so.
But the reason why I said it doesn't work is because that democracy is not always not the best solution. That it will cost time,
Mm-hmm.
and if the people who is giving vote having wrong knowledge, then the result will be wrong as well.
Yes. You can give an example with no. Okay.
Well, I can give an example for election in a lot of countries that some people doesn't like Donald Trump, so they think that the voting result is wrong in United States.
Oh,
But
when
that's
you
another thing
yes,
about politics.
yes, when you talk about wrong people with a wrong idea give vote and the answer will be wrong, it's reflect my okay.
You want to mention about Myanmar, right?
Okay.
No, no, no,
So
no.
okay,
We,
thank
we
you.
cannot we cannot do like that. We cannot conclude like that.
Yes,
No,
yes,
no, this is their right to vote,
yes,
and they will improve for sure. They just need some time.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to
But
edit this part.
but time is the problem. That company doesn't have time.
Yes. So, the eighth question is how you deal with the individual employee with diverse background.
Divorce background.
Yes, yes, yes.
You mean that the husband and wife
No,
separated?
no, not a divorce. Diverse, diverse.
Diverse.
Yes, diverse, diverse background. It's mean like yes, that word is also. Wait. It's like you have a team. They are
Hmm.
maybe Christian, Muslim, Hindu, like that.
Okay. So you mean maybe their religion is different, or
Yes, yes,
maybe their
yes, yes,
grow up
yes,
background is
yes,
different, so
yes,
they
yes,
have different mindset.
yes, yes, yes,
Well,
yes,
this is actually not that difficult for me because that what I think is everyone have their own right.
yes,
So it does affecting. For example, the growth background does affect a people, not only to his emotion but also to the personality and attitude.
mm-hmm.
But this is something that we know when we are having the interview, or when we work up a little bit longer together, we will know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a problem. And for different religion, I would say it's that the personal right to have different religion.
Mm-hmm.
So background should not be the thing for a HR person to judge that how this guy working
Yes,
well or not.
yes, yes,
But it is true that a background that we can see can analysis how will a person perform.
mm-hmm.
Because I just give us very simple example that when you are putting a person who is grow up in the village for more than 20 years, have no experience of touching computers and only mobile phone or never talking English, and if you put in this guy in a position which need to talk to foreigners in English and typing computer for reports, then we will know that this person is not suitable. So for the people coming from different background, that is, we know that which position should we put them into it, but not to make a difference.
So this thing is important in the recruiting and selection stage, like that.
It is. It is. It is very important. And for now, that what my own experience is, the most important thing is that what the candidate, what is the experience that these candidates having in previous job career.
Mm-hmm.
Because that for up till now, that I still don't think that the education, higher education in Myanmar is reliable,
Yes.
because we have many experience that the people graduated from a computer major from university doesn't know how to use computer, or the people graduated from English major doesn't know how to speak English at all. So what we relying on more is that their own experience in the past, and also the feeling that we have in the interview.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
And
example.
you,
Yes.
yeah. And the question that you have, how to deal with the people from different background, is that we have to understand what is their background and try to deal with them with the way they understand.
Like
Yeah, that will be more. That will be easier, and also be more trustable by the
mhm.
person, I think.
Yes. So for the ninth question. So in next 5 years from now, what kind of human
Mm.
resource will your company need?
I would say in this way, for our industry, because our industry usually goes for a long term, so the requirement for the staff is not going to be changed that much in within 5 years. But what we will need is still the person who can see the market growth and the development in the future, so that we will know how to do the preparation for the company, and also will know that what will be the estimation of the revenue and profit.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this case, within these 5 years that we will need a person who know this market well locally.
Yes. And you
Yeah.
mentioned about the part-time employee once.
Hmm.
Once. Yes. So how do you think about
Oh,
the yeah?
for part time is actually let me say in this way. Part time is not a regular way to hire people, but it is very common in the other country. However, part time work is still not allowed by the law of Myanmar.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, that will be very difficult to use a part-time person, and that will become very inflexible for the company to adjust the labor force. The reason is because that when we are using the labor on site during the construction, actually that we don't always have the construction, and there's always high season and low season.
Mm-hmm.
So if we are being forced to hire a person regularly, then the cost will remain very high even when we are having a low
Low
season.
season.
The
Yes.
income is not able to cover. So if the government changed the law to allow the part-time job, which means that we can make it a daily salary or unregular job roles, so we can be more flexible
Yes. Yes.
of having the labor force.
Yeah. So I also think like the hiring the permanent visit labor is can affect the company profit because of same season you guys have a lot of installation and same season you guys have no installation.
Exactly,
Yes, yes,
exactly. So in this case, that when we have the regular staff in the office, that we always have to think about what work we can have for
yes,
them.
yes,
That we
yes.
cannot let them sitting in the office or playing the football.
I know, I know. Okay,
Yeah.
so for the final question, uh, could you tell me the contribution of human resource to your company? Contribution.
Like I said from the one of the question in front, that
Yes, yes.
a company is established by person, by human. So the contribution of a human resource is very simple. That it collects the people that we need, give us the human resource that we require to face the market, to grow in the market, to develop the company. And by step, that we need different kinds of people in different situation. So human resource, the HR department give us the resource that we need on the right time,
Yes.
and also let us know the situation of the human resource market, that is the salary going up or going down? Do we need to do any adjustment, or do we need to lay off people to have a new people coming in or not? So it's actually very important for all these things, and this is also the basic function that I think a human resource department should have.
Yes, yes.
Mm.
Okay. So, but this is all of my question, and thank you for your time.